I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020.
There's supposed to be some tapes or something that's coming out real soon, and I guess we'll all really know the truth if anything's on those.
You guys must have heard the rumblings, the murmurs, and the general mayhem that surrounded Diddy. Hold on a minute, because DaBaby just threw a grenade into the conversation, and the shrapnel is pointing straight at Jay-Z. Felt like that was the headline news for eons. DaBaby is now implying that Jay-Z, the legend and entrepreneur, may be even more troublesome behind closed doors than Diddy. Yes, you read it right. Take a moment to process that. This is a surprising turn of events in a world still in shock at the grave accusations made against Diddy talking about trafficking, control, and other really unsettling things, with hints of covert transactions and purported treatment of Beyoncé. DaBaby isn't holding back and presents a picture that is much darker than the meticulously crafted one that has been presented. To us, he even went so far as to claim that Jay-Z is insane, which instantly sparked a barrage of inquiries about the long-standing rock star in the music industry. Our perception of one of the most important individuals in music could be drastically altered if even a small portion of what DaBaby is claiming proves to be accurate. Officially, the drama dial has been turned up to 11. At least, that's the suggestion. DaBaby hasn't simply dabbled. He's diving headfirst into this industry-wide drama, and he's bringing receipts with him. Recall that DaBaby has years of experience negotiating these high-stakes venues. He has seen the power struggles, the bargains being done, and the sharp contrast between the glamour and glitz that are displayed on the outside and what really occurs behind closed doors. He says he has been aware of the kinds of things people are now realizing about Diddy. DaBaby implies that he has direct knowledge of the industry's dark side, from the purported abuse of power to the exploitation of up-and-coming artists. It appears that he has finally reached his breaking point. While Diddy and the seriousness of those charges had the world's attention, DaBaby purposefully refocused the conversation on Jay-Z.
Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and maybe about 15 others.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in at the moment.
Do these claims have any merit? Or is DaBaby just stirring things up? Rumor has it that he's not just making stuff up. Rather, he's indicating that he has first-hand information. After hearing and seeing things, he is now prepared to tell the truth. It might be a huge lie if what he's saying about Jay-Z's meticulously maintained tidy appearance is true. We're talking about more than simply idle rumors here. DaBaby asserts that he was there, in the midst of some events, and he even revealed shocking details about purported incidents in which Jay-Z allegedly tried to use Beyoncé in ways that are really disturbing. That is not a claim to be dismissed. We've all heard the rumors, the nearly legendary stories about Diddy's extravagant parties at his estate. A world of exclusivity, luxury, and closely closed lips. However, it appears that DaBaby is now violating that pact of silence. He is painting a picture that is considerably more dangerous and unsettling than most people could have ever imagined. Removing all the Hollywood glitz, DaBaby handled the subject delicately in a recent interview, and it was clear how serious what he was hinting at was. In particular, he brought up a night at Diddy's estate in 2020. The information he did divulge was enough to create shockwaves, but he looked obviously anxious, though he was keeping back more than he was revealing. This was a high-profile event, according to DaBaby, with Beyoncé, Jay-Z, and other prominent figures moving about the estate with a sense of clandestine belonging. He initially characterized it as your average extravagant industry party. complete with unlimited champagne, celebrities chatting, and pounding music, all the customary accoutrements of celebrity life. However, DaBaby describes a noticeable change in intensity as the evening went on and the throng started to thin out. He spoke of a nagging tension and undercurrent that suggested something important was going on behind the scenes. Only a small inner circle remained as the laughter subsided and the rooms became silent. DaBaby made no mention of what he observed, but it was obvious that he saw something Diddy would surely prefer to be kept secret. This is when things get even more sinister.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
What role does DaBaby play in all of this then? Was he merely a bystander, a compliant participant, or was he drawn into something more sinister than he had anticipated? Although he never explained his own position in detail, his remarks raise important issues. DaBaby's story may a vital component of this intricate puzzle as more people come forward and Diddy faces mounting pressure. This is about power dynamics, imposed silence, and a system that is ultimately collapsing under its own weight. It is no longer just about celebrity rumors, although Jay-Z has long maintained the reputation of an impenetrable titan of the business. New rumors point to a different reality. It's becoming evident that when one person has enormous power and others are only beginning to make their way through the competitive music industry, there is an inherent imbalance. What used to feel like a fairy tale now seems like a carefully controlled story. Accusations that Jay-Z may be taking advantage of Beyoncé for his own benefit have surfaced before. In his 2015 book, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee attacked Jay-Z and Beyoncé, alleging that the rapper was abusing his wife, gained notoriety and wealth. Huckabee's assertion sparked a debate, with some criticizing it as a Republican attack and others questioning their level of power. His remarks questioned not only their music, but also their public persona. Was Beyoncé's empowerment indeed her own, or had Jay-Z's influence influenced it? Given the grave accusations made against Diddy and the increased attention being paid to Jay-Z, Huckabee's 2015 remarks now have a terrifyingly new weight. He questioned whether Beyoncé's public persona was being controlled, although acknowledging her extraordinary talent. The topic of who else is pulling strings in the background is now part of this evolving conversation, following DaBaby's latest remarks. The rumors have escalated into direct charges. DaBaby's disclosures have shattered a taboo in the music industry by bringing to light previously unspoken topics. It's starting to dawn on his fans that he may not be the only one with unsettling tales to share. The debate has changed significantly as a result of the increased focus on industry heavyweights, particularly Jay-Z, which begs the question of what control actually exists in the music business. This vocal neo-soul singer, who is renowned for her willingness to reveal the darker sides of the music business, had been warning about Jay-Z for years. She claimed that he wasn't just a businessman in boardrooms, but was also well established in the same private party circles connected to Diddy. Jaguar also hinted that there may be witnesses or survivors who have first-hand knowledge of what happened and could attest to Jay-Z's involvement, but she didn't provide specifics, and the tone and implication of her remarks were chilling.
I ain't trusted. I'm looking like, man, yeah, right. I had a straight face, you get what I'm saying? I still, know how to network, know how to move around, whatever, but it's like, when things did take a turn and everybody jumped ship, that's why I didn't respond. That's why I didn't panic. That's why I didn't.
Because you didn't trust when it was all good.
It was, I knew that was due to happen. You get what, at some particular point, for whatever reason, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
I knew, that was due to.
As DaBaby's account becomes more popular, it appears to reflect the same eerie vibe that surrounds the hip-hop community's top events. These days, Jay-Z's name is being brought up more often, and the issues surrounding him are becoming more pressing. Diddy is no longer the sole subject of this scandal, which is growing and raising the possibility that these heavyweights of the industry are involved in something far more sinister than just business. the knowledge that we might only be beginning. To explore this story is the most terrifying aspect of it. The inner ring of hip-hop's power structure may be concealing secrets far more unsettling than anyone has yet to realize. If Jaguar Wright's assertions and Baby's disclosures are accurate, Diddy's parties were regarded for years as the pinnacle of hip-hop royalty because they were private, lavish, and covert. Entry was restricted to a select few. Rumor has it, however, that something far more calculating was going on behind the extravagance and unending champagne. Diddy was not only throwing parties, but he was also painstakingly recording them, according to those close to the scene. What at first glance appeared to be enhanced security or innocuous memory preservation could have been something far more sinister. According to insiders, Diddy used covert microphones, hidden cameras, and a secret library that had years' worth of video, possibly including Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and other well-known figures in Hollywood, sports, and music.
Who mechanization is that? Like
That was all Sean Carter's idea. He's probably the one that groomed Justin and make him so pliable so that they could pimp him out at all these damn music festivals. He would be the right guy for the job.
The conflict involving Diddy, Jay-Z, and the music business as a whole has escalated to unprecedented levels. Diddy has long been closely linked to Jay-Z, a person known for his secrecy and careful control over his image, their place in entertainment. History has been cemented by their shared past, which includes decades of hip-hop's heyday and their combined enterprises to build billion-dollar empires. But now, unsettling new allegations are painting Jay-Z and his well-manicured public image in a far more negative way. The basis of these allegations is the potential existence of covert video taken during Diddy's notorious after-hours parties, which frequently featured Jay-Z and Beyoncé. It has recently been suggested that Jay-Z may have participated in exploiting his wife, Beyoncé, in ways that contradict the empowered image they have long fostered. These were not merely industry parties. They were private, exclusive gatherings. The suggestion that these moments might have been captured without their knowledge or agreement, in a much more private and possibly compromised setting rather than as part of a public performance or appearance, is much more unsettling. When federal officials raided Diddy's houses, they found hard drives, laptops, and surveillance equipment that were purportedly used to record everything, maybe including intimate moments between Jay-Z and Beyoncé. This heightened the issue. The industry has been rocked by this, particularly as rumors have circulated that these tapes may not only document Diddy's actions, but also include prominent celebrities in intimate or revealing settings. You can feel the industry's fear. Prominent individuals, such as Jay-Z's group, allegedly took prompt action to lessen the harm. In order to determine what information had been collected and what might be disclosed, lawyers were called in and efforts were started. The irreparable harm to their meticulously built reputations was more of a worry than actual criminal charges. Even a seemingly innocuous, out-of-context video might turn into a huge controversy that could undo decades of meticulously preserved privacy and control in the media landscape of today. Where public image is crucial, the mystery is only increased by Jay-Z's silence on the subject. Insiders surmise that rather than being a gesture of peace or innocence, his silence is a deliberate move to keep control of the narrative. This circumstance has the potential to upend the music industry's basis and reshape Jay-Z's legacy. It also calls into question the power relationships that take place behind closed doors and the extent to which certain people will go in order to keep their influence. The business as a whole is now wondering what more sinister truths could be hiding beneath the surface. What are your thoughts? What effect might this have on Jay-Z's legacy and the larger music industry, in your opinion? And do you think DaBaby's claims are true? Please share your opinions in the comments section below.